Proud to have a studio with us this morning, Miss Paul. Let's talk about all things chamber. Good morning, and how are you today?
I am fabulous. How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. I want to thank you and Brown Cow for hooking me up with my sweets and treats last week. You and Trish to make sure she completed her assignment of bringing Billy back some chocolate-covered strawberries and also some of those little breakfast quiche miniature pie thingamajigs. And I was smart enough to take the tinfoil off before I put them in the microwave. But,
well, let me tell you, we had several people reminding us at the breakfast that heard you on the radio.
Sure.
We were in trouble if we didn't get it.
That's right. Well, I appreciate you doing that.
Absolutely.
All right.
We appreciate you.
You bet. We're here to talk about your luncheon taking place a week from today, right?
Yes, sir. It was next Wednesday, 11:30 to 1, and we've really got some great information that we're going to share this morning. But especially there'll be so much more at the luncheon. Our sponsor for the luncheon is going to be HCA Florida Raulerson Hospital, and we're so excited to have Kathy Selby, Director of Emergency Service and Stroke Coordinator, with us. She'll talk in just a couple of minutes. But we also want to make sure everybody knows we've got that photo backdrop again that HCA will be supplying for us. So you'll be able to come in as a group or individual, get that photo taken. And then we have our chamber ambassador, Christina Honeycutt. She's overseeing the photos being taken. She does a great job. So you'll be able to actually use a QR code that she's going to give you. You can actually see all the photos that have been taken. Mariah and I made the mistake of making some faces, thought we were being funny. Well, unfortunately, everybody got to see those. We're not doing that again. So you can do whatever you want when you get your photo, but everybody will see them. So want to make sure you get there when the doors open at 11:20. Actually, they're probably going to open at 11:15. We're going to have a good crowd again. So you want to get there, get your photo taken, get your seat, and be prepared for lunch at 11:40. It's going to be an amazing and different lunch this time as well. So the lunch, of course, is at IRSC Dixon-Hendry campus. Catering is by D&G. Right now, I only have like 12 seats. I had 15 last night, but I had 3 to call. So please get in. Go to okeechobeebusiness.com. You'll see it scrolling on the left-hand side. It's the only thing I have scrolling right now. You'll see the event, scroll in, click in rather, and then go ahead and register for that.
All right. For more information, you can also call 467-6246. All right. Without further ado,
I would like to introduce Miss Kathy Selby, again, Director of Emergency Service. And Kathy, if you'll just give us a little bit of information about what you're going to be talking about, and also, how long have you been at the hospital?
I've been at HCA Florida Raulerson for 13 years now. I've been the director for, I think, about 11 years now. And I love working there. I've got to say, I've been an ER nurse for 42 years, and I thoroughly enjoy my job to this day.
And you're Director of Emergency Services and Stroke Coordinator, is that correct?
That is correct. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about at that luncheon is stroke itself. I don't want to give too much away about what I'm going to talk about, but we're going to share some interesting facts about stroke. I'm going to take everybody to school a little bit on the human brain and how it works. We're going to talk about the effects that stroke has on the body and what we can do to prevent it, or hopefully not ever have to have one in the first place.
For those of our listeners who won't be able to make it, I would say this. Majority of our listeners aren't going to be able to make this luncheon, okay? All right, this is a wonderful small group of individuals that are going to be able to make it. But there's a lot of folks out there that don't realize that there are certain symptoms that they could be on the lookout for in order to prevent, maybe not so much themselves, but also their family members. I've had quite a few people in my life that have suffered strokes. They didn't know until, that leg wasn't moving or this was numb or things like that. Would you kind of just briefly go into explain the acronym BFAST, which is a helpful tool in recognizing stroke signs and system and what it stands for?
So I'm just going to share one thing before I go into BFAST.
Okay.
Lots of times the person that's having the stroke doesn't recognize that they're having the stroke, and they think it will go away and it will clear up.
Right.
So it's so important to identify the symptoms quickly. And that acronym is BFAST, B-E-F-A-S-T. And each one of those letters stands for a sign or a symptom of stroke that will identify it sooner. The B is for balance, and it's the most often missed symptom. People often come into the emergency room and they say, I have vertigo or I'm dizzy. And they really don't have vertigo and they're not dizzy. They're off balance. When they walk, they're just off balance. They keep drifting to the left or they keep drifting to the right and they feel like they're going to fall. So B is for balance. E is for your eyes or your vision. You can have a loss of vision. You can have everything blurry. You can have double vision. Vision is a very early sign and symptom of stroke. The F is for your face and your facial expression. Often you'll hear us say, show me your teeth or smile. And we ask them to show me your teeth or smile. And we're looking for both sides of your mouth to go up equally. So when you smile, it looks even. If you smile and one side's up and one side does nothing, that's the sign of a stroke. The A is for your arms or your arm strength. You can ask the person to hold both of their arms out straight and hold them there for 5 seconds. If one of the arms drifts down or can't go up at all, that's the sign of a stroke. The S is for speech. And this one's kind of hard because the speech can be garbled as if they've had too much to drink and it's just not making sense. It's a blah, 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 blah. It just sounds all kind of funky. Right. Or the speech can be perfectly clear but not make sense. So I ask you, when is your birthday? And you answer with something silly like dog house tomorrow. Right. And that tells me that your speech isn't affected, but another area of your brain is. The T is for time. Time is of the essence. We have a lot of treatments for stroke out there now, but we have a very small window to do it in. So there is a drug called TPA that we can give you, which is known as a clot-busting medication, but we only have 4.5 hours from when the symptoms started. So we encourage you to call 911 if you think you're having a stroke. And the reason for that is, and I know a lot of people in Okeechobee have asked me this before, but we live so far away, doesn't it make more sense for us to just drive right to the hospital? And the answer to that is, we need your blood pressure to be under a certain number to give you that medicine. We need your blood sugar to be a certain number in order to give you that medication. So we encourage 911 because they help us to identify those strokes early. And that gives us more opportunities to fix you and get you back to normal.
Okay. Thank you very much for providing us with that.
You're welcome.
We do appreciate that. And as Paulette mentioned, Kathy will go into more detail about that next week. All right. Anything else?
Anything else, Miss Kathy?
No, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Good. And I know you've got some brochures and some information you'll be passing out so that everybody will be able to have something to take with them as well, correct?
We will. We will have all sorts of goodies.
Good, good. I see Erin shaking her head, so yes, she's got that under control.
Right. All right, excuse me, just a minute. We've talked about your position as stroke coordinator, and let's go in a little bit about Director of Emergency Services as far as giving them a little snippet of what you're going to be discussing next week. When you say Director of Emergency Services, could you kindly explain that a little bit for us?
Well, basically, I'm in charge of overseeing the day-to-day running of the emergency room. That includes policies and procedures, staff, training. We do have an educator now that helps with the education piece of it, but it's keeping us up with the latest, greatest when it comes to treatments and taking care of this community.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you
She's
very much.
also a part of FEMA now, are you not?
Yes, I was recently hired as an adjunct instructor for the Center for Domestic Preparedness, which deals with preparing first responders all across the country in mass casualties. Unfortunately, we've had several mass shootings in this country and other god-awful things that have happened. And I'll be hopefully teaching very near in the future mass casualties, pandemics, surges in emergency room, incident command, hospital incident command. So that's all new to me. So, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, congratulations on that position. I think that's just fabulous.
Right.
Fabulous.
Okay, Miss Paulette, what's next?
Well, actually, that just kind of leads me into a little bit of what we're going to be helping our community with. But the Chamber has a brand new Facebook page. It's called the Okeechobee Business Connection Group. And what it is for businesses operating in the Okeechobee community. The page is monitored by us, mainly by Mariah, so by the Chamber of Commerce, and we serve as a partner to the Okeechobee Emergency Management Center. There was a course that was just given last week of things that can really help our community. The Chamber is going to be a part of that in helping our businesses. So in the event of a severe weather alert, information will be collected and dispersed through this group to keep the businesses informed of any maybe next steps that need to be taken. For questions, you may always call the Chamber, 863-467-6246. But again, this is for all of our local businesses. This is not just for Chamber members. You can join the group and receive the severe weather alert information as it's posted. So if you'll go to the Okeechobee Business Connection group, go out there and click to join, and then we'll go and approve that. But we currently have what's called the Hurricane Ready Plan information form that you can pick up either at the Chamber, give us a call. We'll make sure that we get some to you. It's a very simple one-page form that can be filled out to really help us to help our businesses during or even after the storm. This is for, again, any of our local businesses, not just Chamber member businesses. And we really hope that every business will take and participate in this so that should the need arise, we'll be ready. We know that with the hurricane last year, there were so many things that we could have helped our businesses more with had we realized what their hurricane plan ready was, who to contact, and things of that sort. So again, it's just a simple one-page form, and then have it filled out, get it back to the Chamber. We'll be able to file that and put it into our records and everything.
Okay. Anything else?
Just lastly, we're actually working with two of our businesses on to do an August after hours and another one that's going to be doing a September rise up. There'll be more to come. We don't have dates set right now. I know probably the one will be the last weekend in August. So we'll work through that, but we'll keep you guys informed. So again, we really appreciate you, Billy, and everything that WOKC does for us.
Absolutely. As Paulette mentioned at the beginning of the interview, at this moment, she has 12 seats left. OkeechobeeBusiness.com is a website to go to, or better yet, call 467-6246. They're only $20, and you'll be able to hear Kathy's entire presentation. That is next Wednesday, August 16th, IRXC Dixon-Hendry campus in the Williamson Conference Center. Thank you very much for coming by. Always good to see you. Thank you again for hooking me up for the treats.
Thank you.
And
always.
All right. And if you want to, and Trisha's there.
Yes.
She can bring me back a to-go plate next week.
Okay. Trish,
All right,
heard that, Trish.
We've already started a trend now, you know.
Man,
I'll tell you what.
Hey, I'll make sure that Diane knows you got to bring a to-go.
I'll find out what's going on, what the menu is.
That's good.
You bet.
It is a good one.
I know
I'll
it
let
will.
you know.
All right. Y'all have a great day. Good to see you.
You as well. Thanks so much.
You bet.